Yusuf Estes, and I'm looking for something. Actually, I'm looking for someone. Is that someone you? I want Dawah partners, and you can be my Dawah partner right now. It's real easy. Just go to dawahpartners.com, sign up, and join me. There are three things that I would like for you to be able to do. Any one of them or all of them. Beautiful. Number one, you will make dua. So you can be our Dawah partner, even if you don't go to the website, but I hope you do. Number two, share. Share this message and let other people know about becoming Dawah partners. And number three, help us financially. Donate on a monthly basis, even if it's small. Allah loves the thing that you do regularly, even if it's small, more than the thing that you do that's really big, but you only do it once. Join me as a Dawah partner. Do it now. Click, 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 click.
A way of life, a way of life, a way of life, a way of life. Islam is a way of life, a complete way.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sheikh Yusuf. How are you, Sheikh? So I'm so glad, that we're here today. Just want to bring an update. First of all, we have thunder and rain, and we have Elsa, which is the storm is getting now hurricane status, and it's very near to us, southwest of Tampa Bay area, and it's getting more strength as getting of eventual Florida landfall. So it's everybody's stuck to the TV watching all the the hurricane kind of strength and level and preparations and so on. But we say the dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect each and every one, the lives, the property, and all living things, including humans, animals, and plants. And then God have mercy on all of us, and take the harm away. So this is important. Tomorrow, most of the businesses are shutting down. Most of universities, I know my kids are not going to university, and so it's kind of everybody's taking precaution basically for tomorrow, Wednesday, as this hurricane getting more strength now. Elsa is getting hurricane status, so it's getting stronger and windy, and we just wanted to bring that update first, and then it's obviously changing. It's a dynamic event, so we keep looking in the directions. Right now, it's getting to west, southwest of Tampa Bay area. So that's where we stand right now in terms of Hurricane Elsa update.
Okay, let's hear from our other guests now. We do have Dr. Sultan, who is with us right now. Assalamu alaikum, doctor. How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh from St. Louis, Mo. Okay.
Mo.
I was so excited.
That's not short for Muhammad, is it?
St. Louis, Mo. Okay.
I wanted just to touch on switching gears to what Dr. Sultan was saying, and I found today about the linking of what we put and ingest into our health, status. Now, this is straight from the World Congress of Gastrointestinal Cancer Society. And they had this paper on are antibiotics linked to early onset colorectal cancer in people before age of 50 and above age of 50. Now, the antibiotics that could come, as needed appropriately when there's infection, and we ingest it in the food that has been altered by manufacturers and so on, just to help increase the weight and make profit. But then ultimately, it may lead to devastation and health hazards. And now could be association between the antibiotics and early colorectal cancer, and this is increasing globally. So there's definite association between what we ingest and what we take. We know, for instance, inappropriate use of steroids in COVID led to so many cases of fungal infections, both white and black fungus. And now antibiotics was supposed to be the protection against bacterial infection if it taken inappropriately or ingested inadvertently in the processed food or in the food industry, just to care, for profit purposes. That may actually do the opposite. Rather than keep us strong and healthy, it will give us disease, and colorectal cancer is one of the obviously malignant concerns, malignant diseases that could be fatal. So I just wanted to emphasize everything goes back to basics. What you eat and what you ingest and what you consume reflects on the general health status.
Yeah, I'll add something to very interesting. You see, I learned it long time ago in Russia. Whenever the physicians give antibiotics, along with that, they always give antifungal medication also to prevent the development of the yeast overgrowth and killing of the good bacteria. And the yeast is the more dominant factor. But in the United States, along with antibiotic, you give them antifungal like nystatin, people will laugh at you. So what the nonsense you're doing? And because this is part of my practice, I see day in and out, people take antibiotics. What you are talking about, trace of antibiotics in the food chain, raising animals and things like that, giving them small dose of antibiotics, and then that causes on not only resistance but also antibiotic get into the system and alter the gut flora. When it alters the gut flora, you got a heck lot of illnesses. I will elaborate that how many different kind of problems can be associated when you have altered gut flora. See, number one, the most important thing, practically all digestive problems, constipation, diarrhea, gas, belching, bloating, indigestion, heartburn, more serious disease like ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, and many other digestive problems are, when you look for the underlying causes, are only two things that cause the problem. Number one, the use of antibiotics or birth control pills that causes the gut flora imbalance, the yeast increases. And number two, food sensitivity. If you take care of those things, practically all digestive problems will improve. Now, when there's a gut flora change, another very important part, next most important part of the brain affected, next most important organ system affected is the brain. When you will get headache, depression, anxiety, poor memory, concentration, mental fog, unable to think clearly, mental fatigue, OCD, ADHD, and practically any neurological disease or neuropsychiatric disease you can think of. This is one of the most important physical cause. And I have emphasized on this point again, that a lot of mental illness, the greatest discovery made in the field of environmental medicine is, contrary to usual belief, most mental symptomatology occurs from physical causes, not psychological causes, you see. So that's what we look for. And this yeast overgrowth, and called C4 small intestine fungal overgrowth, or candida for simple, is one of the most major causes for a lot of chronic illness. Digestive, brain, also people become sensitive to that. So nasal allergies, asthma, skin allergies, eczema, and many other chronic illnesses, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia. So antibiotic effect is not just limited to just colorectal cancer. That's just the tip of the iceberg, but it creates a whole havoc in the body. So my audience, I will tell you that number one, if you take antibiotic for any respiratory infection or any reason, you take it, ask the physician to give you some antifungal medication like nystatin for at least 2 weeks, if not a month, at least 2 weeks. So that will. And number two, this is one of the biggest health issues in teenagers, that they get acne. Doctor put them on antibiotics, and it creates all sorts of physical and mental illness, as I talked about. You see, so never ever go for antibiotics. I'm especially talking about teenagers. Never ever go with antibiotics long term. They take for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. All right, I don't know how many years they keep on taking it. For acne, it is okay to use topical stuff, but don't use antibiotics. It creates a heck lot of havoc in the body. So I hope people are listening and paying attention to that.
And this is wonderful. And maybe after the break, we'll touch a couple of actually very important related kind of articles to the effect on the mental, condition and the people's behavior. So that's now there's a growing concern that what you eat is affect your health, physical as well as mental health and behavior as well.
All right, and you just mentioned it. We do need to take a break, so we'll take this little short break, guys, and I want you to stay where you are and stay guided with Guide Us.
Guide Us, Stevie.
Yeah, that's the one. All right. Okay. This is Yusuf Estes, and I'm looking for something. Actually, I'm looking for someone. Is that someone you? I want Dawa partners, and you can be my Dawa partner right now. It's real easy. Just go to dawapartners.com, sign up, and join me. There are 3 things that I would like for you to be able to do. Any one of them or all of them. Beautiful. Number 1, you will make dua. So you can be our Dawa partner, even if you don't go to the website, but I hope you do. Number 2, share. Share this message and let other people know about becoming Dawa partners. And number 3, help us financially. Donate on a monthly basis, even if it's small. Allah loves the thing that you do regularly, even if it's small, more than the thing that you do that's really big, but you only do it once. Join me as a Dawa partner. Do it now. Click, 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 click. This is Yusuf Estes, and I'm looking for something. Actually, I'm looking for someone. Is that someone you? I want Dawa partners, and you can be my Dawa partner right now. It's real easy. Just go to dawapartners.com, sign up, and join me. There are 3 things that I would like for you to be able to do. Any one of them or all of them. Beautiful. Number 1, you will make dua. So you can be our Dawa partner, even if you don't go to the website, but I hope you do. Number 2, share. Share this message and let other people know about becoming Dawa partners. And number 3, help us financially. Donate on a monthly basis, even if it's small. Allah loves the thing that you do regularly, even if it's small, more than the thing that you do that's really big, but you only do it once. Join me as a dawah partner. Do it now. Click, 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 click. And we are back, mashallah ta'ala. And guess what? We've got something really important. Do you know what happened over the 4th of July? Well, yeah, that's a good question. What did happen over the 4th of July? I know a lot of people shot off fireworks, bang, bang, boom, boom, and made a lot of noise and had a lot of fun. But I think that Dr. Adil has something very serious to tell us about what really happened on the 4th of July. Let's listen.
Thank you so much. There's nothing wrong with people having fireworks, fun, enjoying the, America's birthday and so on. But the sad part that happened that we have almost 203 people were killed, 618 people were injured by gun violence and more than 500 shootings across the whole United States only during the 4th of July weekend. This is crazy. I mean, people just, buying weapons and shooting and opening shooting sprees at everybody and anybody with or without reason. Whether it's due to the mental stress from the pandemic or the mental stress from the economic, hardships that followed the pandemic or the lockdown side effects, or the long haulers, or the concomitant drug abuse that happens as well on top of all the above, or just there's some brain involvement from the toxins in the food and so on that Dr. Sultan been talking about it. We don't know, but this definitely a very concerning rise on violence, and this is fatal shootings, and people are getting hurt, and they mostly these innocent stand by, they have nothing to do with anything, but they just happen to be in the wrong place in the wrong time. So certainly it's a concern, and certainly we need to get more controls, background checks, mental wellness, and mental help for folks, so that this pattern will not continue to grow, because it certainly is getting more and more and more of a serious and out of control kind of phenomenon right now.
Doctor, I'm seeing a lot of stuff here online, and I don't know the details behind the stories, but it looks pretty scary to me that all of this is going on. I had no idea about any of it. One of the things that I just saw, and it was something that happened just 7 hours ago. This was posted. Let me see if we can get some details about this. And it says the Bay Area, so that will be out here in San Francisco. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right.
It's happening everywhere, in Chicago, in New York, everywhere.
CBS has a story on it, if you guys want to take a look at that. Somebody here was posting their little own picture of what is going on. But this stuff is, to me, really, really serious stuff, guys. I don't know how you look at it, but for me, I think that we need to find out more about what's happening and try to prevent this in the future. We've got Muslims have their own celebrations. Everybody knows that. We have Ramadan, we have the Eid al-Fitr, then we have Hajj, which is a really big thing for us, and that's coming up in just a week or so. And then after that, we'll have another celebration called Eid, which means celebration, Eid al-Adha. You know what? I'm going to ask you a question, Sheikh. I want to ask you, if you don't mind, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. What does the word Eid come from? What does that mean? Eid, E-I-D in English. What does that mean?
Sure. Eid is a feast. Usually follows in Islam complete successful completion of a job or that God has prescribed to the Muslims to increase their faith and to get them closer to God and basically elevate the ranks and wipe out their sins. Like for instance, the job is to fast Ramadan, from sunrise to sunset for 30 days, and with all the activities that come along with it, fasting all day, praying all night, doing all the good deeds, charity, and so on. And at the end, you have Eid. Eid is the feast, and then usually a feast with a associated with activity that really explaining why and the significance of the feast. Which the first one, there's the two big Muslim holidays. One after the end of Ramadan called the Eid al-Fitr. Now, after fasting, you break the fast, so it's called the Feast of Fast Breaking, or Eid al-Fitr. And that comes into joy. Well, you know what? I've been fasting for 30 days. On Eid al-Fitr, you're not allowed to fast. You have to eat and enjoy and celebrate and bring the happiness to your friends and families and the entire community and to whole entire global community everywhere. This is just about spreading the joy and sharing, food and so on. The second job is it's called Eid al-Adha, and this is remembering again the story of our common father Abraham for the three monotheistic religions, Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. Prophet Abraham, as he was about to sacrifice his son. So it symbolizes in Islam this sacrifice. It's basically sacrifice, time, effort, money, and you are ready to give up everything you have, even your life, if God orders that to be the case. And for someone to be having a son at late age like Prophet Abraham did, and that in case of his son Prophet Ismail, peace be upon them both. And at that point, what are you going to do? It's a very tough situation. And, they both submitted to the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and said, son, this is what, that's what, been ordered to do. So the good obedient son said to his daddy, do what you're told, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the ultimate creator. And that's really the beautiful, kind of behavior, even during the most stressful situation.
It's exciting. Oh, answer the phone. Answer the phone. We have a phone call.
All right, we do have a phone call here. Let's answer the phone. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, Yusuf. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Who is this?
This is Jessica.
Jamila?
Jessica.
Yes.
Jessica?
Jessica. Okay, go ahead. What do you got?
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but
No, it's okay. It's fine. We want to hear from you. Go ahead. What you got?
Talking about the mental health.
Okay.
What are suggestions and the best situations to do when you go to the doctor for your mental health status? All they want to do is shove pills down you or tell you to do therapy. You try different medications, but it doesn't work. The thoughts are still there. The anger is still there. What do you do? Is there any other ways?
All right, I'm going to turn you over to Dr. Adil. I'm going to give you that question. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jessica, so much for your call. I think your question's right on, and a lot of people, have this issue. And in Islam have the answer to all that, and our beloved Prophet Muhammad ﷺ gave us some few guidelines for anger management, for instance, and what to do at that time. If you're sitting, you're standing, you sit down. If you're sitting down, you stand and walk away from the source of provocation. Whatever it is, it's somebody's trying to provoke to get in kind of arguments, whatever. Just walk away from it. Now there's also when you are all hyped up and adrenaline is moving and so on. The best thing is to do wudu, to actually put out the fire, if you would. So this is the ablution or the wash before the prayer, and that just kind of calms and cools the anger down. And then of course dhikrullah, the remembrance of God by certain verses in the Quran to protect you from whispering devil, to protect you from having this continuous revving up of adrenaline that comes along with the anger. And then the best therapy, the reading of the word of Allah through His book, the Quran. Then you can have other things like exercise. Then you can do things like getting a regular hobby, walking, volunteering, helping others. Some sort of a distraction will keep you away from the constant reminder of whatever provokes that anger point, and then working on the solutions. I know a lot of people have the wrong approach. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm a heart doctor. I'm a cardiologist, but I can tell you the few things that you could do in addition to relaxation techniques and so on. The pills don't work, and most of the time because you don't address the issue that actually provokes that. So we have to work on cause root analysis to find out what have prompted this in the first place, and then you work it out, and then hopefully make a reconciliation effort. If it's I'm angry because I'm in debt, or I lost my job, or I have no food in the house, or my kids are, whatever the cause is, and that's would need not only on one person but on a community level, collaboration and help in the most dignified way for people going through tough times. And I know the pandemic has brought this out to the forefront, the mental disease, but the isolation have even worsened that. I'm alone, nobody cares about me. Why should I care about anybody else? The attitude kind of thing. But in this show, and we try to do give the Muslim version of it, of how to give optimism and always have positive energy and positive thinking, that ultimately everything from Allah, and Allah of testing us is not really want us to suffer. He wants us to to strengthen our faith and get closer to Him by basically doing all the rituals of prayer, the Quran, and I don't mind, going to a professional help. But if it is pills, and most people don't really follow up on the pills part, because most of these things don't work, and if they do work, they have a lot of serious side effects, and everybody knows that. So it may ultimately not help; it may hurt. So everything has to be individualized. There's no like a blanket kind of approach to all disease, and then work on why is the person angry, and why it is related, and then kind of help to find solution, whether it's social service, whether it's support in the family or the community, or a local masjid, or through friends and so on. Because alone you can do much, but hopefully with help of social support and so on, that will get you out of this vicious cycle of being alone and don't care, and then getting worse and worse and so on. So unless and until you change the environment, the mental disease will only continue to fester and get worse. I'm just giving you a general kind of overall picture, but obviously each and every condition or person is unique, and thus needs unique therapy and approach. I hope that helps.
I'll add something to that. Sister Jessica, Dr. Adil is right. Pills can't fix the problem. You can try a year, you can try 10 years, you can try 20 years. That is, in my opinion, on long-term basis, is a wrong approach. Now, I will give you what Prophet ﷺ said. He said, in effect, that you say when you have problems, yes, pray to Allah Ta'ala. But along with that, you should have an action plan also. For example, there's a beautiful dua, Rabbi Zidni Ilma, Rabbi Zidni Ilma. I can say a million times, but I take no plans to learn something more in my field or some other field. It's not going to just be pouring from the top. So we have to take action along with that. Duas, perfectly fine, should be done. Now, on this show, I repeatedly talk about this thing, that mental illness, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm an environmental allergist, and it seems strange for an allergist to talk about mental illness. But our environmental factors affect the body as a whole. They affect your mind, it affects your heart, it affects your lung, affects your nose, affects your musculoskeletal system, the whole body as a whole, including the brain. So we see depression, anxiety, memory, concentration, mood swings, mental fatigue, and a lot of these problems which have definite physical basis. As a matter of fact, the most serious mental illnesses do not result from psychological factors, but result from physical factors. I'll give you a few examples of physical factors. And some of these things are well established in field of medicine. For example, low thyroid is a major cause of depression, okay? As women get older, their hormones go down. Hormones are essential, both the male and female hormones in women are essential for both physical and mental well-being. So one area could be thyroid, one area could be the hormonal area, area could be nutritional. For example, let me give you anxiety, depression, and stuff like that. One of the most critical minerals, and Dr. Adam knows, is so critical in heart, is magnesium. Same is important in mental health, you see. It's a nature's tranquilizer, you see. Along with that, then food sensitivities, chemical sensitivity, all these things can give you physical ailments. So just give you some physical causes for mental illness.
Doctors, I'd like to ask both of you if you are familiar with the dua against depression that the Prophet ﷺ offered us. If you don't mind, I could read that to us and share that. All right. So this is a dua against depression, and it comes on the authority of the Prophet himself. And he said here's the dua that he used to recite himself against depression, and I think it might be worthy of you to take note of it. This is in Abu Dawud, it's in the 4th book, 324. Also, it's in the collection of Ahmed, and it's in the 5th book in number 42. And Sheikh Al-Albani graded this as Sahih, which means it's authoritative and it is a perfect hadith. So before I tell you what it is, I want to show you that it is legitimate and something that we need to hold on to. The Prophet ﷺ said like this: Ya Allah, Allahumma, O Allah, I hope for your rahmah, your mercy. Do not leave me to myself, even for the blink of an eye. Correct all my affairs for me. There is none worthy of worship except you alone. And this means that this is our Prophet ﷺ, and he's making this dua. So I think that this is a good idea for us all to use. Now, also, at the very end of Surah Baqarah, if you don't mind me to tell you this, anybody can read the last ayah, just La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wusaha. That is the very beginning of this verse. It said that Allah is not putting a load or a bearing on anybody more than they can bear. Okay? And that's the first part of it. And then it says, and it begins to make the dua. And I don't want to take over the show from the doctor, so Dr. Adol, if you don't mind, La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wusaha, I'll let you do the Arabic.
Sure. La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wusaha. Allah will never give you more than you can handle. Laha ma kasabat wa alayha ma iktasabat. For everybody is due for what they have earned and what they have basically have done. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا. Oh Allah, please don't, forgive us and pardon us if we forget or we have made a mistake. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. Oh Allah, don't have a guilt that has been carried on like they've been carried on to the people before us. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به. Oh Allah, please don't burden us with anything more than our capacity can handle. واغفر لنا وارحمنا, and forgive us and have mercy on us. أنت مولانا, you are our Lord, you are our God, you are our Creator. وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. Oh, give us victory on those who are not believers. So it's a beautiful, very comprehensive dua that you will feel towards the end. That there is definite soothing in the heart. There is definite reduction in the amount of anxiety, and there's definitely inner peace that comes through. And by the way, today, because this is a systemic issue and it's not relevant just to people, and I can relate to what Jessica said. Now, this is even happening to doctors. And today I read, something about the elephant in the doctor's lounge. And a lot of people are not talking about it, but there is a huge, epidemic, if you would, with the stress and anxiety and burnout among U.S. physicians. And I'm just gonna give you a couple of statistics just to put things in perspective to what it is that people should be aware of, especially have increased during the pandemic here. That actually led to a lot of people burnt out, even suicide among U.S. physicians. Anxiety, PTSD, they have been burnt out because of this lack of protective equipment when the pandemic hits, and they're going exposed to all the viruses without any protection. They have long hours. They have a huge burden of the same long, very ill patients. I know one of the ER doc, Dr. Breen in New York City. She was the ER doc. She committed suicide because she couldn't help how many people come to the emergency room and dying in front of her, and she felt helpless. She couldn't do much to help them. And there's someone estimated approximately 1 billion Americans lose their physician to suicide every year.
Let me just say, Jessica, are you still with us?
I am.
All right. Was any of this helping you?
It does. I guess I just I come from a background where I'm a recent reborn Muslim, if that's what you want to call it, since January.
Oh, okay. So you are a new Muslim.
Yeah, you gave me my
Mashallah.
shahada in January.
Okay. Yes. MashaAllah.
Very proud of you.
Very proud of you, sister. Here is something. Let me tell you a website that we have just for you to use. Anybody can use it, of course, but this particular verse, I'm going to put it up on the screen for you, okay? I'm going to put that up here right now, and take a look at this. This verse is on our website, which is called, let me see if I can pull it down. Yeah. I don't know if you can read it or not, but I'll put it down where you can see it. If you look up there on the top left, it says recitequran.com/2:286. So it's 2:286. That's the very last verse in Surah Al-Baqarah. And I'll let you just listen to that before we go off the air. Take a listen to this.
لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين.
Here's the translation of it for you, sister.
Allah does not charge a soul except with that within its capacity. It will have the consequence of what good it has gained, and it will bear the consequence of what evil it has earned. Our Lord, do not impose blame upon us if we have forgotten or erred. Our Lord, and lay not upon us a burden like that which you laid upon those before us. Our Lord, and burden us not with that which we have no ability to bear, and pardon us, and forgive us, and have mercy upon us. You are our protector, so give us victory over the disbelieving people.
MashaAllah. So we're being told we have to go off the air right now.
Yeah.
So everybody stay tuned, stay guided with.
Guidance TV.
And remember, if you're in England, you keep calm and carry on. But if you're one of our followers, you just keep Guidance TV on and stay guided. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Okay, we'll see everybody back here tomorrow night for Sisters Night. MashaAllah Ta'ala. Yusuf Estes, and I'm looking for something. Actually, I'm looking for someone. Is that someone you? I want Dawah partners, and you can be my Dawah partner right now. It's real easy. Just go to dawahpartners.com, sign up, and join me. There are 3 things that I would like for you to be able to do. Any one of them or all of them. Beautiful. Number 1, you will make dua. So you can be our Dawah partner, even if you don't go to the website, but I hope you do. Number 2, share. Share this message and let other people know about becoming Dawah partners. And number 3, help us financially. Donate on a monthly basis, even if it's small. Allah loves the thing that you do regularly, even if it's small, more than the thing that you do that's really big, but you only do it once. Join me as a Dawah partner. Do it now. Click, 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 click.